our enterprise customers have fairly unique constraints. First and foremost, power, cooling. Really big challenge in space. And of course, costs remain top of the list for CIOs that are trying to, drive things forward with an AI in the AI world. And then lastly, the full solutions they need to be easy to deploy. That's been common for many, many years for the enterprise, but that's something we're very, very focused on. So to address these constraints, thank you, Laura, I'm very happy to announce the launch of the Instinct MI350P. So today, every enterprise wants AI in the data center. But the challenge is, how do you add those capabilities without starting over? That's exactly what the 350P was designed to solve. It's an air-cooled GPU designed to fit within the power and cooling of enterprise servers today without a facilities upgrade, making it easy to bring LLM scale inference into today's enterprise data center. And at the same time, there's no compromise in capability. A single MI350P can support up to 260 billion parameters, allowing customers to run the majority of enterprise AI workloads on a single GPU. And the economics are actually even better and more compelling. The 350P delivers more than 4 times the tokens per second per dollar than the competition. It's pretty cool. And it actually turns the customer's existing data center into an AI data center. Now, we all know that benchmarks are one part of the equation, right? The other part is really evaluating, does the advantage hold up across the actual workloads you run and the business and how your business runs? So we tested a set of workloads, enterprise use cases using production models. And the 350P delivers much higher productivity than the competition, delivering up to 2 to 5 times faster tokens per second than the competition. So if you think about that, that's more tokens per second, more work completed, more users supported, all at a lower cost for the business. So another area that I wanted to talk about is our earliest customer is our own AMD IT team. And they're a tough group to work with, even for us. So, but they put us through our paces, and really, this has been our model from day one: is we want to put our technology into our own data center first. So, like many companies, many enterprises, we're looking at how to deliver AI service to our employee base, but also manage costs and protect our data and manage and control the data. So we focused on 2 use cases that we wanted to try out. And first was autonomous threat detection. And that is probably one of the faster growing agentic applications that we're seeing today. And the second was, a personalized AI assistant running on OpenCloud. So both of these run route requests through the router, and the gateway sort of tests the complexity, the sensitivity of the information, and the service level requirements. So some requests are sent to the frontier model, while others are routed to open weights models running on EPYC and an MI350P. So with intelligent routing, we reduced our token cost by 43%, while delivering up to 3x faster response times for the workloads running locally. So we believe this is how enterprise AI will be deployed. But we also know that from our history here with EPYC that enabling enterprise takes a whole lot more than great silicon. It requires a complete ecosystem of software and solutions. And over the last several years, we've truly grown significantly and expanded our enterprise AI ecosystem. Today, we support numerous AI ISVs, provide zero-day support for all of the industry's leading open models, and deliver robust frameworks that help customers bring AI into production as fast as possible. And it's all built on trusted platform software and OEM partnerships that enterprises rely on every single day. Now, everything I just shared comes down to one goal for us, and that's helping customers deploy AI where it creates the most value for them. whether it's in the cloud, on-premise, or at the edge. So to bring this to life, I'd like to welcome Jeremy Legg, Chief Technology Officer at AT&T.
Hey, crew, good to see you.
Jeremy,
yeah, thanks for having me.
Us.
Yeah, this is great. It's kind of a homecoming. I grew up in the East Bay, so it's good to be back.
Yeah, fantastic. We really appreciate you joining us today. So, look, I think everyone knows AT&T is the largest communications company, one of the largest in the world, and I'm sure all these people, half of them out there probably have AT&T network right now. But you know,
hopefully more than half.
Yeah, but you know, AI is touching way more than the network, and you and your team are really doing a fair amount of work driving it. So can you share with us sort of the opportunities you're working on and your experience to date?
Sure, happy to. At AT&T, we're now burning about 1 trillion plus tokens per month. And that number has gone up pretty dramatically. It's moving up double digits. And so this is now becoming very pervasive inside of the enterprise. We've got over 100 Gen AI models in production across our enterprise as well. And those are stretching from, you know, things that I think a lot of folks are doing in customer care, things that we're doing in fraud, but also things that you wouldn't necessarily think about, like where's the best place to place a cell tower or a RAN that is the most effective use of it inside of a network. So all of these things are happening across our enterprise, but they're happening at a scale that is not necessarily normal. We get over 300,000 calls a day. The transcription of those calls is an enormous workload, and then driving the insights out of those calls that we then bring back to the business is another set of insights. So it's a really an interesting thing, and now we're beginning to actually rebuild entire workflows inside of the company beyond just the point use of a use case. So as we think about HR, as we think about finance, and we think about different kinds of things that each of those organizations do, cash forecasting, things that we do on onboarding employees as examples, we're now agentifying those entire workloads.
Yeah, so it is, you know, we work closely with your team and we've had many conversations. It's truly amazing the number of actual, opportunities you're addressing with AI. So super broad range of use. So can you just explain sort of what are the key learnings in moving these to AI at enterprise scale, and then maybe a bit on what we've done together?
Sure. I mean, I'll start at a place that I don't think necessarily everybody starts from here, which is the human. You need world-class teams in order to do this, and you need people that think in workflows. There's an enormous amount of what I call racing from stoplight to stoplight. Folks are going from 0 to 100, and then they hit the next stage of the workflow, and then there's a red light, and they haven't worked their way all the way through that. So I would start with people and the quality of the people that you really have across your enterprise in order to do these things. The second point is we are big believers in data sovereignty. And data sovereignty for us means not being tied to a specific chipset, not being tied to a specific model or a specific set of development tools. You need, as an enterprise, to manage your data. Your data is your fuel in terms of how you implement AI across that broader enterprise. What we've done with AMD, and AMD's been such a great partner in this, is leveraging open source models, leveraging different sets of chipsets, building our own models, training other models. We're one of the few companies in the world that's actually post-trained a model on AMD and then been able to drive equivalency in terms of performance and accuracy with other more expensive chipsets in the marketplace. So as we have done that, we've been able to drive down token costs essentially through moneyballing across all of these different models and leveraging that human capital in a way that's made a big difference to our company. And so increasingly, even though token consumption is going up, we're able to manage that underlying token cost at enterprise scale, which is not a small thing.
Yeah, it's just it's a bunch of great work. Another key area that's sort of groundbreaking, which is exciting also, is you're the first telecom company to actually train a model on AMD, and also you're driving fully open source models in telecom. So tell us about that experience and why you felt like that was needed.
We felt like the industry was moving down a path where folks were only going to use closed source models to solve solutions. And while closed source models are an important ingredient in that, we didn't want to lose sight of the fact that open source models were going to be a very significant part of the solution. So we announced what we call OTEL 1.0. That's the Open Telco AI model, a bit over a year ago or so now, and we had over 18 million downloads of that model since then. We're excited to announce today the launch of OTEL 2.0, which is a more advanced set of models that we have trained